So we're gonna play these clips because you see people are looking at this from very different perspectives. I mean, of course, we're all happy that East African music is getting some recognition. Not only East African, this is African music, because remember the previous African artists who were winning Grammy awards, they were winning it under the global category, lumped with everyone plus their grandmother and their ex-girlfriends and everyone in all one big group. But now there's a separate category. There's a separate category for African musicians. And just to remind the listeners, some of these genres that are going to be included in this African music performance category are Afrobeat, Afrofusion, Afropop, Afrobeats with an S, Alte. Someone tell us where Alte, A-L-T-E. Never heard of it before. Someone tell us where this is from. Amapiano from South Africa, Bongo Flava from Tanzania, Genge from Kenya, Kizomba from Angola, Chimurenga are from Zimbabwe, according to DJ Omosh Fire. Someone confirm that for us. High Life from Ghana, Fuji. Like the only Fuji I know is that old film, what were old school cameras, Fuji. I don't know where that's from. Someone tell me. And then Kwasa. Someone also tell me where Kwasa is from. Ndombolo, of course, we know this is from DR Congo. Mapuka from Ivory Coast. Ghanaian Drill. Afro House. This is now, I think, South African music. And then there's South African hip hop and Ethiopian jazz. Like all these genres were added onto this category. And then I see, like some comments coming in here. Slay says, do you think this will kill or affect Afrima because Grammy now gives African artists a bigger platform? So I think I'm going to let Omosh quickly speak on that as Uno Mike gets those clips from Muzi of Jabali Africa ready.
I don't think Afrima is going to be affected. In fact, if anything, the fact that now you have more possibility of African artists being Grammy nominated, it's probably going to shed more light on Afrima, because you never know who's watching Afrima. Because remember, the way the Grammys work, it's about nominations, and the nominations are the people who nominate, or should I say, who vote for the nominated artists, are normally in the Grammy, what are they called? They're Grammy members. They're members of the
Academy.
They are members of the Academy.
Yeah.
And to be a member of the Academy, you need to be introduced by 3 existing members.
Wow.
And so once you get introduced, and so uwaga ni mchezo ni kama it's almost like it's politic basically. So what you do ukiwa humo ndani, what you'll end up doing is, like, let's say for instance, me, you, and Uno are in there, right? And then what we'll do is we will each nominate people who we know that when our music comes in or something that we have interests in, we can get our people who we brought in to vote for that. So basically, it may not be that your music is necessarily the best. It's just that you are able to garner the votes for that music. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So and that's how you find somebody like Sikwa Obaya, and her music is great, is Angelique Kidjo.
Yes.
She'll win. Put her up against any of these jokers. She will
she'll
always win because everybody will vote for her.
Because they already know her too.
Correct.
Yeah.
But then now you bring in, what's the guy from SA who passed away on stage?
The white guy. Huh? No, not Papa Wemba from
the guy
SA.
Big Flexer.
Yeah, I know. I can't remember
yes.
his name. Someone is going to remind us here on the comments.
Yes. So when you put his name up for a song, chaps are going to be like, we don't know who this guy is.
Yeah, they don't know who he is. Despite...
Or even let's say Nasty C.
Yeah.
You're like, first of all, Nasty C. Pana. And
yeah,
then you
he's
put,
nasty.
Yeah, you put Jina Ake next to Angelique Kidjo. Because remember, they're in the same category.
Yeah.
Right? And then you might put in Yusundio in there. I mean...
Yeah, that's no comparison. Or Baba Mal from Mali.
you have no hope.
There's no.
And they all
Costa
go with
Teach,
originality.
that's a
yes,
name.
Costa Teach, yes.
Yeah.
And they all go with originality,
Yeah.
which is why the last category that the last global category, it was the South African guys who won. Remember the one that was up with Kinabana Bueno?
Yeah, and
Yes.
Nigerians were complaining.
But when you look at what work went into that art, you're like, these guys are actually playing these instruments, and this thing has been composed, it has been arranged, it hasn't been layered.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Imepangwa ikapangika.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's what
So
artists or people who are voting in the
ask you a
Grammys are saying. Yeah.
if you have all these different categories for Africa, so when the Grammy choose who win, they could put all these categories together and say this is best from Africa.
Yeah,
Or-
so this
Yes.
African music
Yes.
performance is gonna be one big category.
It's one big category that includes all of these ones that have been mentioned. So you can find watu wa bongo humo, watu wa genge huko, watu wa chumurenga, watu wa mapiano. You'll find all of them can be selected.
The problem is previously
Before they were not
we
being
were lumped
selected.
in a category called global.
Global. Before they
So-
were just global, which includes
So
other
your
Latino.
people with your people from
So
Nicaragua.
now who's going to
or Tax and Caicos.
So the fans going to vote for those.
No, not fans.
It's the members of the
members
academy.
of the academy.
Yeah.
Which could be,
It's not
if
a
you're a
popularity
member of the
contest.
academy, you get to vote.
Oh, okay.
And if I'm a member, I get to vote. So let's say I love reggae music and you're a guy who loves African category, but I know you. Then I will solicit you, so you vote for my stuff and you solicit me to vote. So we
Okay.
do an exchange.
Okay.
So it's going to be hard for East African to be win on this.
It depends.
No, it depends.
It depends. It's all about
it was
votes.
harder. It was more difficult when you're lumped with people from Nicaragua.
Yes, now
or
it's
from,
easier to be
from the
selected.
Virgin Islands.
It's
you
easy
know,
to be
or
selected.
from some random places.
Yes.
You know, like Papua New Guinea. You know, like, but now you're only lumped with other Africans. So at least you have.
So hapa
a better chance.
utangangana tu na watu wenyu. And then ukiwa na hao watu wenyu unangangana nao hapa. A lot of times, if you see the people who are even nominated for the Grammys, they are probably members of the
academy.
Of the academy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's say you got your music from Kenya.
Correct.
So from that Kenya, which artist, they go pick up to be selected to the Grammy?
It depends on the year and the song, right? So let's say, for instance, if we were to wanted to pick Sauti Sol, did they release something? Because, you know, Grammy year 2024 would mean it's a song that was released within the year.
But let me ask you, for the Grammys, do they, because a lot of these fly-by-night awards that you see, I don't want to mention some of them, you see people, you have to apply, you know, like if you have to enter your song. So is Grammys the same? Like, do you have to enter your song if you think your song is Grammy worthy? Do you have to enter your song, or you have to wait to be picked?
No, I think you have to enter your song. And the song has to meet certain categories or criteria. You have to enter your song.
It has to qualify for that
yes,
category.
For that category, and that's why there's an art and a science to it. And of course, as you know, we're going to be playing back clips from Muzi.
From Muzi, yeah.
And Muzi, even though he sings under, let's say, an African genre, when they were nominated for their Grammy, it was under children's category.
Yeah, it was under children's
because
category.
they did a children's album.
Yeah.
Which basically, and there were many people. So it was a collabo of children, collabo of groups or people, and there were like maybe say 10 people, and some of the artists on that, I think even his son, I think was one of who sang. His son sang or did something, so he got credit in one of those songs. So he was also Grammy nominated for this particular children's album, and had they won, then now you would have said that they are Grammy winning, but not because they are Grammy winning under the African category. They were Grammy winning under the children's category. It was a children's album. So kuna vile unaweza ingia. You don't have to ingia through the African. Kama wewe kama unajua vile kupigana na hiyo siasa, you can go in under different genre. Pengine uingie na reggae, like the last guys who won for reggae were a white group.
Yeah.
So I mean,
from Virginia.
So again,
hiyo kitu ilileta noma
again,
ilileta noma mbaya sana.
But that means that sasa watu wa reggae need to style up. They need to step up. They shouldn't just be, you know, laissez-faire and assume because I'm singing uko ndani. No, ama unaweza chant
Yeah.
Heck no. No.
And then, you know, also talking about Afrima, I remember, but this is a topic for another day. There were two Afrimas. There was one with a double M and one with one M. So I don't know which one
I
is
think
which.
she's talking about Afrima the main. I don't think she's talking about Afrima ile Fly by Night.
Ile wa Kenya.
Yeah,
Ile they were
I'm
just
saying
nominating
Afrima
Kenyans.
Fly by Night.
Okay.
Because